But I'm very excited about the webinar today. We have Cheryl Spangler's joining us. Cheryl has 20 plus years in real estate and real estate sales, marketing, and technology. Has enabled constant growth and a learner mentality.
Have you, by the end of this, be comfortable being uncomfortable, how you can bring more value than your competition. Because right now, everyone knows that there's so many real estate agents, and you say, well, there's so many, everyone has one that's in their family or friend or whatever. But the thing is that same question comes to mind, and that is, why are you better than the 10 other people? If 10 realtors were lined up, why are you better than the other 9 realtors? And so we have to find ways to bring more value than our competition. And that's kind of what I'm going to go through. And then discussion, basically, I would like by the end of this for you to think about and be able to post in the chat what strategy fits your lifestyle. I don't think you should adopt anything I'm going to say unless it fits your lifestyle. And that's, I think, really important. Hello from Lexington. I highlighted renouncing the hustle culture because when I read all of those, that's what resonates with me the most. Now, that may not be what you're thinking about. Maybe one of the other things, you're setting boundaries between work and personal, clients calling you up till 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. Maybe that's what your thing is. But for me, when I wrote these down, it was renouncing the hustle culture. And I'm going to share why. First, before I share why, I'm going to share you an actual screenshot of a client in a second, and the perspective of a homeowner that changed me. So let's just say this is the exact same slide we were just looking at, except the opposite. And because we can't just do what we're paid for, we have to help. I have to help the listing agent if I'm on the buyer side, because otherwise the deal won't go through. I'm not going to sit and complain that they're not doing their job. They may or may not be doing their job, but whatever, I want the deal to close. And high levels of engagement, we can't have less engagement or we will literally be out of business in 90 days. Every single thing we're doing right this minute, yesterday on Halloween, how many people wrote an offer? How many people had a client ask them something? Everything we do today will be closing in 90 days or less. And so then setting more boundaries, the opposite is just say no, is basically when I read setting more boundaries between work and personal, I thought about a lot of experiences that I had where I would run around with people. I would never say no. Everyone's afraid to say no. Everyone's afraid to say just no without an explanation as well. We're talking friends, family, coworkers, people you shouldn't even be friends with that you are, because you just still even can't say no to them because you just can't tell them how you really feel. Just saying no is an entire webinar, because we're afraid to say no without a reason. And sometimes we don't want to tell them the real reason, so we make up a reason. So I stopped doing that. 3 major things that will cause your revenue to literally tank. And I think that I want to tell you 3 stories of 3 times that happened to me since 2002 when I got my license. And maybe some of that can resonate with you, that you're going through this. I decided that in that year, I was not going to be such a goal freak. And I just, I wrote here, it took a break from thinking. People have told me that I think too much. And now I just realized they just don't think enough, honestly. And they wanted real, authentic. That was the beginning of everyone's going to be authentic. And they wanted authenticity. And being live, you have to be authentic. I mean, it's who you are, unless you're going to be on every second. Now, I did put a persona on my Facebook Lives, but eventually I didn't, because you can't keep doing it and keep that persona. You just have to talk. You have to talk about something. And when do you do live stream? Is it Facebook, Instagram? Okay, so I would be interested in how to do live stream. Okay, so I will end up sending Paul a link to the live stream training.